the Danish Prime Minister will make a statement, as well as His Excellency the Prime Minister of India will make a statement, and that will end our session in this room. So if I may start with a number of agreements that have been agreed between the governments of India and Denmark. We have a letter of intent between the Indian Ministry of Jal Shakti and the Danish Ministry of Environment on cooperation on safe and secure water, including on a center of excellence and smart laboratory in India. There's a letter also of intent between the Indian Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways and the Danish Ministry of Industry, Business and Financial Affairs on a center of excellency in India. Then a joint declaration of intent between the Indian Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying and the Danish Ministry of Food, Agriculture and Fisheries on cooperation in the field of animal husbandry and dairying on a center of excellence in India. There are quite a number of agreements. Just a second. A cultural exchange program between the Ministry of Culture of India and the Ministry of Culture of Denmark. A memorandum of understanding between the Indian Ministry of Skills Development and Entrepreneurship and the Danish Ministry of Children and Education on cooperation in the field of skill development, vocational education and entrepreneurship. A declaration of intent on migration and mobility between the government of the Republic of India and the government of Denmark. A letter of intent between Invest in India and the Technical University of Denmark on startups ecosystems. And if I can ask the ambassadors to exchange the agreements.
For you.
Freddie, you can leave. The ambassador stays. You can leave. Thank you. And now I would like to turn to a number of agreements that have been signed between the commercial sector. We have the first one is a memorandum of understanding that will be exchanged between the CEO of Haldor Topsøe, Mr. Roland Barn, welcome, and Projects of and Development India Limited, and they will be represented today by the Her Excellency the Ambassador of India. Please. Thank you. The second agreement will be exchanged between the CEO of Cement FLSmidth, Carsten Riisbjerg Lund, and the Managing Director and CEO of Dalmatia Cement, Mahendra Singhi. Please. The memorandum of understanding between Dalmia and FLSmidth focuses on the next generation of cement technology towards building a sustainable future. The goal is to enable carbon neutral cement production by 2030, focusing on both energy and process emission. Please. Thank you. The third agreement is exchanged between the Executive Vice President at Larsen & Toubro, Sabajit Depp, and the Director of DI Water, Mads Helleberg Dorf. If I can ask you to come up here. This memorandum of understanding is the first step towards a long-term partnership focused on positively impacts the business environment and the sustainability agenda within the water sector in India. Mr. Depp, you stay here. Mr. Depp is very busy today, so he will remain. For the last and fourth agreement, which is exchanged between the Executive Vice President of Larsen & Toubro, Mr. Depp, and the Director of AVK, Niels O. Kjær. And the purpose of this agreement is to strengthen the partnership between Larsen & Toubro and AVK for projects and opportunities specifically within the water and wastewater segments in India and also globally. Thank you very much. That ends the ceremony on agreements. And if I could ask the Prime Minister of Denmark, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. And first of all, once again, a very warm welcome to Denmark. His Excellency Prime Minister Modi and I had a very productive meeting today. The relations between our two countries are very strong. Prime Minister, I deeply appreciate this important meeting. We are moving fast in transforming our green strategic partnership into some concrete results. The Indian government has high ambitions for green transition and for making India more independent on fossil fuels. I am very proud that Danish solutions play a key role in realizing these important ambitions. Today, we have agreed on a number of concrete steps on green energy, clean water, and to counter the next global health crisis, just to mention a few examples. Hopefully, the two of us can lead by example by showing that green growth and green transition can go hand in hand. And I am convinced that India and Denmark has a huge untapped potential for trade and investment. We share many values. We are two democratic nations. We both believe in a rule-based international system. And in times as these, we need to build an even stronger bridge between us. As close partners, we of course also discussed the war in Ukraine. We discussed the consequences on the horrible crimes committed against civilians and the serious humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. The reports on killings of civilians in Bucha are deeply shocking. We have condemned these killings, and we stress the need for an independent investigation. Denmark and the entire European Union strongly condemn Russia's unlawful and unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. My message is very clear. Putin has got to stop this war and to end the killings. I, of course, hope that India will influence Russia also in this discussion. I now look forward to continuing the discussions between the two of us tomorrow, also with our Nordic colleagues at the Indo-Nordic Summit 2022. And just to finalize, we have a very strong partnership between our two countries, and we are very grateful that you are in Copenhagen this day. Welcome.
Thank you.
Your Excellency,
Prime Minister of Denmark, डेलीगेशन के सदस्यों, मीडिया के मित्रों, गुड इवनिंग एंड नमस्कार। एक्सेलेंसी, प्राइम मिनिस्टर मेरे और मेरे डेलीगेशन के डेनमार्क में शानदार स्वागत और मेजबानी के लिए आपको और आपकी टीम को हार्दिक धन्यवाद। आपके खूबसूरत देश में यह मेरी पहली यात्रा है। पिछले वर्ष अक्टूबर में मुझे आपका भारत में स्वागत करने का अवसर प्राप्त हुआ। इन दोनों यात्राओं से हम अपने संबंधों में निकटता ला पाए हैं और उन्हें गतिशील बना पाए हैं। हमारे दोनों देश लोकतंत्र, अभिव्यक्ति की स्वतंत्रता और कानून के शासन जैसे मूल्यों को तो साझा करते ही हैं, साथ में हम दोनों की कई कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री स्ट्रेंथ भी है। फ्रेंड्स, अक्टूबर 2020 में इंडिया डेनमार्क वर्चुअल समिट के दौरान हमने अपने संबंधों को ग्रीन स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप का दर्जा दिया था। हमारी आज की चर्चा के दौरान हमने अपनी ग्रीन स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप के ज्वाइंट वर्क प्लान की समीक्षा की। मुझे खुशी है कि विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में विशेष रूप से रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, स्वास्थ्य, पोर्ट्स, शिपिंग, सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी तथा वाटर मैनेजमेंट के क्षेत्रों में महत्वपूर्ण प्रगति हुई है। 200 से अधिक डेनिश कंपनियां भारत में विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में काम कर रही हैं, जैसे पवन ऊर्जा, शिपिंग, कंसल्टेंसी, फूड प्रोसेसिंग, इंजीनियरिंग, ऐसे कई क्षेत्र हैं। इन्हें भारत में बढ़ते ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस और हमारे व्यापक आर्थिक रिफॉर्म्स का लाभ मिल रहा है। भारत के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सेक्टर और ग्रीन इंडस्ट्रीज में डेनिश कंपनीज और डेनिश पेंशन फंड्स के लिए निवेश के लिए बहुत अवसर है। आज हमने भारत ईयू रिश्तों, इंडो पैसिफिक और यूक्रेन सहित कई क्षेत्रीय तथा वैश्विक मुद्दों पर भी बातचीत की। हम आशा करते हैं कि इंडिया ईयू फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट, उस पर नेगोशिएशंस यथाशीघ्र संपन्न होंगे। हमने एक फ्री, ओपन, इंक्लूसिव और रूल बेस्ड इंडो पैसिफिक क्षेत्रों को सुनिश्चित करने पर जोर दिया। हमने यूक्रेन में तत्काल युद्ध विराम और समस्या के समाधान के लिए बातचीत और कूटनीति का रास्ता अपनाने की अपील की। हमने क्लाइमेट के क्षेत्र में अपने सहयोग पर भी चर्चा की। भारत ग्लासगो COP26 में लिए गए संकल्पों को पूरा करने के लिए भी प्रतिबद्ध है। हम आर्किटेक्ट क्षेत्र में सहयोग के अधिक अवसर तलाशने पर सहमत हुए हैं। एक्सेलेंसी, मुझे विश्वास है कि आपके नेतृत्व में भारत और डेनमार्क के संबंध नई ऊंचाई प्राप्त करेंगे। मैं कल होने वाली सेकंड इंडिया नॉर्डिक समिट की मेजबानी करने के लिए भी आपका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं और आज भारतीय डायस्पोरा के कार्यक्रम में शामिल होने के लिए भी मैं, क्योंकि आपने वहां आने के लिए समय निकाला, भारतीय समुदाय के प्रति आपका कितना प्यार है इसका ये प्रतीक है और इसके लिए मैं आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं। थैंक यू।
स्वामी बोधानंद गोसेवा आश्रमम सैथापुर। జ్యోతిష్యం వాస్తుశాస్త్రం మన పూర్వీకులు మనకిచ్చిన వరం. దుర్గాదేవి కాలభైరవ ఉపాసనతో వాక్సిద్ధి పొందిన శ్రీ శ్రీ బోధానందగిరి స్వామివారు మీకు ఎలాంటి సమస్యలున్నా, వాటిలో ముఖ్యంగా ధన నష్టం, ఆరోగ్య నష్టం, భార్యాభర్తల మధ్య గొడవలు, ప్రేమించుకున్న వారు దూరం అవడం, ఎన్ని సంబంధాలు వచ్చినా పెళ్లి ముడి పడకపోవడం, రోడ్డు ప్రమాదాలు, అప్పుల బాధలు, వ్యవసాయంలో నష్టాలు, పెద్దల మాట పిల్లలు వినకపోవడం, ఆరోగ్య శాంతి, గృహశాంతి, మనశ్శాంతి లేకపోవడం, ఇలాంటి సమస్యలు ఉన్నట్లయితే ఒక్కసారి స్వామీజీని కలవండి. మీ సమస్యలకు తగిన పరిష్కారాన్ని పొందండి. అంతేకాక అన్ని రకాల వ్యాధులకు గోపంచగవ్య మరియు మూలికా వైద్యం చేయబడును. నమ్మకంతో రండి, ఆయురారోగ్యాలతో వర్ధిల్లండి. మా అడ్రస్ స్వామి బోధానంద గోసేవ ఆశ్రమం, సైదాపూర్, వీరభద్రస్వామి గుడి దగ్గర, యాదగిరిగుట్ట. సంప్రదించవలసిన నెంబర్ 9849213754 మరియు 9618034138.